So our application, any Java application wants to connect to database. Okay, our application wants to connect to database and do some operations. Operation means you can create table, okay, insert data, select data, update, delete, anything we can do. Okay, that we want to do from the Java code, we have to use the Jdbc. Okay, so in the Jdbc, to connect to database, we have some steps to connect and do some operation. Okay, simple operation to read some data from the table. Okay, just to read data from the table. What we have to do? How many steps we have? These steps we have to follow. First, what is the first step? Loading driver. Okay, second step is getting connection. To get connection, what we require? URL of database and username of database, password. These three required to get a connection. After getting connection, I need to create a statement object. Okay. After that, I can execute some query, SQL query. Then that output I can print or whatever I can do and close the result set, statement, connection. These three we have to do. These are fixed step. Okay. Even if you want to do small tasks in the Jdbc, we have to do all these 6 steps mandatory. Okay. Right? Okay, fine. So just to do simple operations on the database side from the Java code, we have to follow all these steps. What are some issues in that? Here, today I'm reading some data from the database. I have to do 6 steps follow. And tomorrow, just I want to create table. Okay. Then I have to insert some data. Another task is just delete some data. For every task, we have to we have to follow all the steps: loading driver, connection, statement, executing query, okay, printing result data, close the connection, result set, all these things required. And there are one more thing. In Jdbc, all are checked exceptions. Checked exceptions. What is checked exception? Ekkado enna kada gurtunda? What is checked exception?
Which are checked by the compiler.
Examples?
IO exception.
Okay, IO exception, file not found, Jdbc servlet. Okay, these are few. So in Jdbc, all are checked exceptions. Okay, and for every operation, for every task, we have to follow above steps. Okay, we have to follow above steps for every single operation also. So this is a second problem. Third one is, if we forgot closing connection, close connection or statement or result set. Okay, if you forgot to close any of these three, maybe a chance of memory leak. What is memory leak? Memory leak means something we are opening the resource, we are not closing. Okay, this is the one problem. Okay, so I am developer, I am writing code. Okay, sometimes I forgot to close the result set, sometimes forgot to close the statement object or connection, whatever. This will cause that memory leak. So if you keep on forgetting the closing connections, there may be a chance of memory leaks. That memory leaks means any other database cannot get the connection. Any other application cannot get the database connection. Okay, just I'm repeating the problems one by one. In Jdbc, all are checked exceptions. Okay, we have to handle by throws or try catch. Any of this way we have to handle this checked exception, but it's mandatory. Okay, these are mandatory. If you don't handle throws or try catch block, it will show some compile error. Already we saw that. Okay, second one is For every task, we have to follow the all above steps: opening connection, closing connection, statement, okay, execute the query, loading driver. All these things are mandatory. Okay, these are boilerplate. Boilerplate means boilerplate problem. So what is the boilerplate? For every task, we are following some same repeated steps. Boilerplate is simply repeated steps, repeated code. Okay, for every simple task, we have to follow all these steps, all the 6 steps. That is a problem. This is called boilerplate problem. To avoid this, okay, to avoid these problems, Spring JDBC, Spring module or Spring introduced one module, okay, that is Spring JDBC. Okay, so if you use Spring JDBC, all these problems will be resolved. Yes, all the problems will be resolved. First, one by one. So in Spring or Spring JDBC module, all are unchecked exceptions. All are unchecked exceptions. That means we don't need to write try catch or throws keyword. Second one is our developer has to focus only on what query have to execute on database. Okay, but not on loading driver, okay, opening connection, okay, close connection, okay, on the result set. All these things are not required. Just developer only focus on what query I have to execute: opening connection, closing connection, and maybe a loading driver. All these things will take care by Spring JDBC module. Okay. Third one, if we forgot to close connection statement or result set, it will be chance of memory leak issue. But in Spring JDBC module, okay, this module only takes care of loading driver, okay, opening connection, close connection. All these things will take care automatically. That means whatever boilerplate we are writing, those things already taken care with the Spring JDBC module only. Okay. Apart from that, we have many features. We have many features in the JDBC module. Okay. Okay, fine. So we'll see one by one. Okay. To work with Spring JDBC module, what we need to do. Okay. First, to work with JDBC module, I mean like here Spring JDBC module, not only simple JDBC. To work with Spring JDBC module, what we need to do? First one, just add JDBC related jar files to class path, or we can use Maven approach also, anything. We can add manually or Maven approach. Okay. Second one is create data source object. Data source object is nothing but database connection and JDBC template. I'll discuss one by one what is Jdbc template and data source. Third one is execute queries on database. Just execute queries. Don't need to focus on a opening connection, closing connection, and result set, all these things. Okay. So these are few steps we have to follow to work with the Jdbc module. So first one, adding Spring Jdbc. Okay, Spring Jdbc jar files to our class path manually or Maven approach. For first step, what we can do, we already learned Maven. So we know Maven. Now we'll take simple dependency of Spring Jdbc. Okay, Spring Jdbc. How do you get Spring Jdbc dependency from the Google? Just type this. Go to Maven repository, first link. Select your version. Maybe I work with 5.2.9. Go to same. So this is the dependency we have to add in Maven. In the Maven, which file we have to add the dependency? Yesterday I told. What is the file name? We have to add this dependency.
Om.xml.
Okay, we have to add this dependency in the pom.xml. So next we have to create a data source object. To create data source object, what is data source first? What is data source? So it is a class. Okay, interface basically. It is interface. There are multiple implementer class for this. Okay, creating data source object means creating data source interface implementer class object. That is indirect meaning. So next, so what is data source? So normally, if you use connection object in Jdbc, every time what will happen? This connection object go to the database and create a connection. Okay, create a connection and get the connection. Okay, for every time it will go database and get the connection. So what happened if you forgot to close connection? I told it is a memory leak issue. Okay, to avoid these kind of things, we have in class data source. So what data source to do? Instead of going every time to database and get the connection, so going database, what will happen? First, it will go to database and provide URL, username, password, and it will verify username, password are correct or not. If it is correct, then return the connection object. There is multiple trips for the network. Okay, multiple trips. That is a problem. Basically, what if, simple example I can say, what if my Java code running here, my database is here. Okay, that means my Java code is in Indian server. My database is in US. So in the Java code, in the line number 1, I'm trying to get a database connection to create table. To create table, we need to get database connection, right? So what happened? You provide URL, username, password. The Java code will go to driver, will go to US and get the connection. Validate here the credentials. If it is correct, get the connection. If it is not correct, it will throw error. Okay, that you know. Again, the second scenario is I want to insert data. Okay, insert data. Again, what will happen? You have to create a connection object. Okay, the connection object go to the server, database server, validate credentials, and it will get the connection object if it is validated. So for everything, it had to go to the database server, right? That is a problem. What is the problem? Just for example, in this, to go to database and get validate credentials, for every time taking 10 seconds. Okay, if it's taking 10 seconds, I want to execute 100 queries. One is create, one is update, another one is delete. Okay, 10 places I want to write a database connection. What I have to do? 10 into 10 seconds, 100 seconds. Okay, only to get database connection taking 100 seconds. This is a performance issue. To avoid this kind of issues, data source is came. Okay, data source class implemented. Data source is a fixed database connection pool. It is a fixed database connection pool. So what happened in the case of Spring Jdbc? Same thing. I'm writing Spring Jdbc. So in the case of Spring Jdbc, what will happen? Only first time when application start up, it will go to that database. Okay, Spring database, it will go to the database. Second time onwards, what will happen? It will reuse the existing connections. That means once we go to database and get the data, here it will create one data source object, which is a fixed thread pool. It is a pool. So what pool contain? Here multiple connection object. Okay, multiple connection object. In the multiple connection object, every time instead of going database, what it will do? It directly reuse from here. It will not go to every time. Only one time it will go. Next time onwards, the connection will be reused. Once the work is completed, that means I create a table. Okay, to create table, first I'll go to the pool. I'll get a connection object. Then I will return the connection object to the pool. My work is completed. Then I have to return my connection to the pool. So any other person they want to reuse, they can reuse. So here multiple trips are not required. Okay, multiple trips are not required. Relatively, performance is more. Okay, is clear? Pool concept. So pool I'm writing outside. Just try to understand. Just think this is the one pool. Data source pool. Okay, here I creating some connection object. These are connection objects simply. So in application startup time only, we got some connections from database. This is whenever application startup time only. Okay, we got some connections put into a one pool. Okay, this is the one connection pool. So in my task, my code wants to create some object, but to create some table. Okay, my code wants to create some table. So what will happen? I don't go to the database to get a connection. So I don't go to database directly. What will happen? For every task, I'll go to here and get the connection. For every task, I'll go to the here pool. I'll get a connection. Here the performance is more because we are not hitting the our database server every time. Okay. Once my work is completed, I'll return back to the connection object to the pool. Example. So first I have to create a table. I'll go to the table. I'll get database connection from pool and I'll create a table and again I'll return back to the connection pool. Again same for insert also. Go to that connection pool, get object, connection object and do the operation. Then return back the connection to the pool once the work is completed. So this is the way data source will work. Okay, data source will work. In this, it is a fixed database connection pool. For every time, we get a database connection from the data source. Okay, for any task, our code will go to pool and get a connection object. Okay, Once work is completed, then return back connection to full. Okay, in this way, performance is more. There is no chance of raising a connection issues. Okay, this is data source. How to create data source? That code already. Okay, this is one. This is a way of creating data source object. Okay, how I am creating? This is a driver manager data source. It is a one of the implementer for the data source interface. So data source is a interface. Driver manager data source is a implementer class. Up to here, fine. So creating data source object means creating that implementer class object. What is the implementer class? Driver manager data source. There are many implementer classes, not only this, we can use anyone. Okay. So how to create data source object? We have to give the driver class name, URL, username, password. This is a class. In the class, there are variables. To set the variables, we have a setter method. Okay. Once we provide these class objects, it will create a data source connection. Okay. That means data source connection pool. That means driver manager data source contain a set of connection objects. That connection objects can be reusable. Okay. This is about data source. Let's go to Jdbc template. Next one. It is a class. It is a class to work with or to execute queries, DB queries. To execute DB queries. How to create this? This is very simple. Jdbc template. So this is a class site. That's why I created through new operator. Okay. In the constructor, we have to provide a data source object. So Jdbc template know how to execute, where to execute. Okay, that we provided through data source. Okay, Jdbc template depends on data source. That's why we are injecting data source object to Jdbc. Now, if you tell Jdbc template execute some query, what is the query? What is the query is create table. Now, Jdbc template how to know where to execute, which database, what are the credentials? It will go to that. It will check data source. Where is the data source? I provided MySQL database, URL, username, password. So it will go and execute and come back. Okay. This is Jdbc template. To execute queries on database, we have multiple methods. Okay. We have multiple methods. On Jdbc template to execute queries in database. Okay. Okay. I'll tell one by one methods later. Okay. First we will create one simple application. Okay. First we will create simple application, Spring application with a Spring Jdbc. Okay. Go to application. Okay. STSIDE, creating project. We want to create my own project. How to create? Any suggestions? How to create simple my own project? Practice how to create simple Maven project. Project Maven instead I told still loading, wait. Select a template. Wait, it's not responding. Select template. Okay, this is the last one. ORG Apache Maven archetypes. Your group ID, artifact ID, Maven archetype Pixart. This is simple Maven project you can create with the template. Okay, group ID is same again. Artifact ID, Spring, Jdbc, app 1. Okay, Spring Jdbc app 1. This is a first application. Package name I'm giving StarTech Spring Jdbc. Finish. It will create one application project. See here. If we see first one, here it is using Java 7 version. How to change Java 8? Just change here in the properties. There is one tag Maven compiler target, Maven compiler source. Just save this. It is not affected. If it's not affected, right click on this project, Maven update project. Okay, it is changed now. Okay, so what is the first thing we have to do? We have to create one main class. Okay, client class. Client JDBC. Yeah, simply writing this one. Main method, take here. This app.java already came with the Maven only, so I'm deleting that. By default, one not required for me. Okay, this came by default, so deleted. This is the main client app. Okay, so first I'm creating one annotation application context. How to create Spring IOS container in annotation way. This is the code. Why it is showing errors? After we did not add a jar files. How to add? Manually or Maven approach? This is Maven based. So we have to add dependencies here in the dependencies. What is Spring core jar file or dependency? What is Spring core dependency? Okay, if you don't know, just Google it or take from here. Spring core, Spring context. These are 2 are fine mostly. MySQL connector also required. Okay, I'm pasting these 3 here. You observe clearly. I added Spring core dependency and Spring context and MySQL connection. What else required for the JDBC application? We need Spring JDBC also. Okay. Spring JDBC already we copied here in the notepad. Copy this, paste here. So we have Spring core, Spring JDBC, and MySQL connection. All these 3 we have. Now we can work with a Spring IOC container. Okay. So it is asking app config. We have to create one config class. Config class to do the component scan. Okay, to do component scan, you can write one config class, configuration class. Okay, I'm writing Spring class name anything, Spring Jdbc config. Okay, this class I'm putting configuration annotation. We know already why it is required to register bins. Second one is component scan. Component scan, what I had provided here, base package, provide a package name. So that package data will be scanned by the Spring IOC container. అర్థమవుతుందా? పోతున్నాను గాల్లో. Okay, up to here component scan is done. Okay, now I told to first step we have to add dependency that we added. Next one is we have to create a data source object. This is a data source object. Okay, after creating data source object, we have to tell to Spring container, okay, this is the my data source object. So you have to register with your container. How to tell Spring container to register a custom object? There is an annotation.
At the rate of bean annotation.
At the rate of bean annotation. Okay, what is the purpose of bean annotation? To tell to Spring IOC container, please register my custom object, my I created object to with you. Okay, we have to put @bean on top of the method. So this object will be registered with a Spring IOC container. Register means Spring IOC container will store this object with the key as a method name. Okay, fine. So data source object created. What is next one? Jdbc template. I'm creating this also. I'm writing another method, public I created error capital J. Okay, return this object. Now tell to container register this object with you. @bean. @bean will use only in the configuration class only. Okay, which class contain configuration annotation, in that class only we have tried. You remove the configuration class if it will not work mostly. Okay, fine. It is a app config. What is the configuration class name? App Spring Jdbc config. We are telling the Spring container, this is my config class. Here I defined component scan and custom beans everything. Okay, take object from here. Okay, fine. I'm writing one more thing here. I'm writing one class. Write one class. That is that Jdbc operations. Jdbc OP. Okay. This is one class. How to make this class a component? Component class. Here I want to inject data. Sorry, it is a Jdbc template. I want to inject Jdbc template here. How to inject? How to inject object here by container? Correct? Huh? I want to inject Jdbc template to here.
Auto wide.
Okay, fine. Here I'm writing the multiple methods. Okay, just to demonstrate. Okay, create some objects. Okay, so first thing is my task is to create table with Spring Jdbc. To create table with a Spring Jdbc. How to create in normal Jdbc? How to create table? I got a connection object. I loaded driver, got a connection. Then what I have to do? Remember? How to create table in the Jdbc? Ashwin lies Jdbc matamo. How to create table in Jdbc? First step, we have to load a driver that create a connection. Okay. Third one. What is the third one?
Create statement object.
Okay. I created statement object. What is the fourth one?
Execute query.
Execute query. Okay. We have to use a execute query in the Jdbc. But in Spring Jdbc, what we have to use? There are some separate methods specific to Jdbc template. Okay. Jdbc template provided multiple methods to work with a queries. Okay. How we have execute query in the Jdbc? Same, we have execute method in a Jdbc template. Okay, first take a query. I'm writing simple query here. Anyone remember the create query, create table query? Just tell me along with me. I want to just create employee table. Create table. Employee. Okay. So it has to create a table. If you execute this query, how to execute? How to execute this query? In the Jdbc template, we have one method, execute. Here provide your SQL. This is responsible to execute this query. That query may internally create table. Okay, where is the table? Go to that Jdbc template. We are asking to Jdbc template execute this query. How Jdbc template know which database to hit? Here configuration. Jdbc template we specified data source object. Data source object we told MySQL driver, and this is the database name Spring Jdbc, or we can use StarTech also. StarTech. Okay. Username root, password, your password. Okay. Now come here, Jdbc operation class, and see the method execute. We are asking to create table employee. Employee already maybe exist. I will write Spring BC EMP. EMP Jdbc. This is table name EMP Jdbc. Okay, this is a table name we are going to create in database. Okay, it should execute. After execution, I'm telling table is created. Table is created. Okay, now we'll call this method from the main client class. This is a client class I'm calling here. How to get object from the context? How to get object?
Get bean methods.
Okay, I got object Jdbc operations. From here, I'm calling the method create table. Okay, ideally should go to this method and execute this query and print this output. Table is created. Can you check first run this application? Before running, go to the database, MySQL. Up to now we use this one, right? MySQL command line CLI. This anyway you know. I'm going to tell one more thing. This is client tool. Okay, in this MySQL client tool, what will happen? Every time we have to write query. Okay, we have to write query. If you close this, we lose all queries, right? So this avoid this, we have some tools. How we have Eclipse IDE for Java. For database also we have some tools. One is MySQL Workbench. Okay, this is a new tool I'm introducing here. MySQL Workbench 8 version. C means community edition. Open this. Okay. Wait. How to delete this? Delete connection. Okay, I deleted. So first, if you want to get connection for database in the Workbench, this is a tool, right? How to get connection? Connection name I'm giving StarTech 1. Okay, this is host is same, right? Local host, port number is correct, username is root, password you can give here. What is the password? My password is root only. Okay, just type clearly. Okay, default schema I'm giving StarTech. Just do test connection. These values are correct or not to test connection. It is saying successfully made a MySQL connection. Now okay, it will come here. Open this. We got some windows. Okay, this is windows. So whatever queries we write here, we can write same here also. Okay, select. First check the tables. How to check tables in the here command line? How to check? First databases, right? How to check databases? Database. We have this many databases. We are working on StarTech. Use StarTech. Now show me tables. How many tables up to now I created? So tables. These are tables we created. Okay. Now we are going to create new table. It is EMP Jdbc. Okay. After execution this table, query table should create. How to check all these things in the UI? This tool, same functionality. So databases. Want to execute here? Don't enter. Just click on this one. Okay, click on that one. Or else you can enter. You can do control enter also fine. Control enter is fine, but not only enter. If you do enter, it will go for next line. If you want to execute that line of query, control enter. Or else manually you can select this and click on this one. Okay, and now we got this many databases. How to tell use database? Use how to execute this? Select this or click on this, or else put line end of the line here, control enter. It will be executed. Now show tables. Show tables. Click select this, execute. We got all these tables. Okay, or else put a cursor on end, control enter. Okay, this is tool. The benefit is if you close this tool, okay, if you close this tool, I can reopen MySQL Workbench. All queries are there. So for future reference, we can use this. Okay. This is the tool. Today onwards we will go for tool only. Don't use MySQL workbench. Sorry, MySQL command line tool. That is for learning purpose. This is only for learning purpose. Okay. In real-time companies mostly use tools only, even for database. MySQL workbench, SQL developer, Toad. Okay, PHP MyAdmin. There are many tools. This is a popular one for MySQL. Okay. So text one is up to it is clear, right? Now execute this code or code and see it will create table or not. Okay, I'm calling this one. Table is created. It's saying table created. Now go to that or workbench, MySQL workbench. Again enter that query, show tables, check it is created or not. EMP Jdbc created. How to see the structure of the table? Structure means what are different columns are there. How to check? What is the command? Describe table name. EAD, E-name, salary, DOG, date of joining. Okay, all these things we have. Okay, now we got how to create table. Right? Now I want to insert some data into table. I want to insert some data into table. First, design a query. How to insert data? What is the query for this? Insert into EMP Jdbc. Okay, EID I am giving 101. E-name I am giving star. Salary I am giving something. Date of joining. Date of joining. I want to give today only. How to give today? 04 MySQL time format. I'm not sure. I'll check. 04 01 22. Okay. Let me check MySQL date of joining. Date format. Okay. Okay, this is the format I follow. YYMMDD. This is the format you have to follow. Okay. Then YY 2023. Therefore, put this in quotes. Okay, this is the query insert into table name values. Okay, it will insert a query data into database. Okay, to execute this query in Jdbc, what we have to use? What is the method to execute insert query? I think that is execute update, but we have only here update method. Okay, update method for to execute query. Okay, to execute query, maybe it is insert query or update query or delete query. Okay, I'm writing notes also for you. Jdbc template methods. First one is execute. This is for execute or create Update method. Okay. Okay, update for update or delete or insert queries. Okay, for all this we can use update method. So now I'm going to insert new row. So I have to use the update method. It is updated. Okay, now call this method from the client. So it is created. Don't call again. Jdbc dot insert data. Oh, why table created? Okay. It is data inserted. Again, I'm inserting a new row, 1 or 2. Lowercase. Okay, again calling the client tab. So it will call insert query. Data inserted. And come here and check how to check the data. Select star from we got 2 rows. It is inserted. Okay. So what is the method for to insert? This is update. So same as I want to delete data. For delete also I told same method. For update also same method. So I want to delete data. Here I provide a delete query. Delete. What is delete query? Delete from emp where eid equal to 101. Okay. Now I will call this method to update. So it delete a row from the table where id equal to 101. Okay, fine. Now call this method. The same some error. See that unknown column eid. What is the column name? eid only. What is spelling mistake? Okay, emp table name is not correct. emp jdbc. Data deleted. And come here, check data is gone or not. This is gone. Only 1 or 2 is there. Okay, this is for delete. Let's go to last one is update data. What is update data query? Respond please. How to update data? What is the query for that? Update table name set. This I want to update salary as a 10,000 here for 1 or 2. Set salary equal to where eid equal to see query correct or not? Now go and call this method from the client. saying error, we have an error syntax table. Okay, update table directly. Okay, check this. Update from EMP now. Here updated. Okay, this is the query for that. We updated salary as a 10,000 and check the updated or not. Oh, it's not updated. Why? Not updated. I have to give the ID 1 or 2. Okay, ID 1 or 2. Let's run this again. Updated. Come back and check. It is updated. Okay. This is all 4 types: create table, insert data, delete data, update data with Jdbc template. With Jdbc template. Up to here, any doubt?
No.
No doubts, huh? Just see how I implemented here Jdbc template. Okay, so these are steps to implement. Okay, to implement some operations on a Spring Jdbc. Okay, now I'm going to tell some more benefits. Okay, some more operations. So in the Jdbc template, we have some more overloaded methods. See here, update also having some overloaded methods. So first update taking one object, second update taking one SQL, string SQL. Okay, fourth one taking some arguments. We'll discuss one more to understand more. So in the insert data or like update data, I'll tell one example. In the update data, right now I don't know what is the values for this. Okay, right now I don't know what is the value need to update for employee ID. So to make dynamic, what I will do, just I will put question mark. This is a position parameter. Already we saw that in the prepare statement. Okay, in the place of question mark, I will provide value later. How to replace those values? We have some methods in the update only, some overloaded method we can provide here after the SQL. First argument, if you want to provide 101, just provide here. Second argument, the first one is salary, right? I'm providing 30K. Second argument, employee ID 101. So like that I can provide here. So based on this value, it will replace here question mark. First value is first question mark. Second value is second question mark. We have multiple question marks. We have to provide multiple values. How many question marks are there? Those many arguments match here after SQL, after query. Okay, just test this. I'm taking this input from here from the client only, int EAD. Okay, so this salary and EID I'm replacing. So whenever I'm calling this method, here I'll provide. Maybe I'll ask keyboard scanner class how to take from scanner class. Just to revise the concept, I want to take employee ID and salary from the scanner class from keyboard. How to take? How to take? How to take input from the keyboard? So first one is salary. Okay, provide salary here, EAD here. This is next int. Otherwise throwing error. Okay. Enter. I'm asking keyboard. Enter user. Keyboard means user. Enter employee ID. Again asking enter salary. If I run this, right now data is employee 102 is there, salary 10,000 is there. Now I want to provide my own values while I'm running application. So for that I taken a scanner class. Scanner class will be helpful to read data from the keyboard, whatever user provided from the keyboard. Okay, now check running this application. To update data, it is asking enter UID, employee ID. I'm providing 102. Okay, enter salary. I want to update 9,000. Enter data updated for employee 102, 9,000 updated. And go and check in the database updated or not. Like that, I want to provide dynamic data. I can provide like this. Okay, this is same for all, even for update. It is same, right? Update for every place you can provide the SQL queries. Up to here, fine. Any doubts? EID, ename, salary, date of joining. These 4 fields we have. Okay, driving here, wait. Up to here, any doubts? How to execute insert query in the Jdbc template? What is the method for that?
Update. Jdbc template update.
Okay, update. We have many methods in the Jdbc template, not only these two. Okay, not only these two, we have many methods. That I'll explain some few whatever today. Tomorrow I'll explain. So just for example, we have one table already told. Already I told we have one table. This is a table name. UMP Jdbc. Okay, this is a table name. So in that table, what is the data we have? Employee ID, employee name, salary, data of joining, right? And some data also. What is the data we have? Maybe we insert one row, we maybe think we have multiple rows also. First one 101, 102, 103. Okay, employee name. Salary 1000, 2000. Date of joining. Okay, some number I'll give 20, 22, 04, 01, random dates. So some random dates, okay. So now I want to get only one. Listen clearly. I want to get only employee name. I want to get only employee name for 101 user. Employee ID 101. I want to get only name. How to get this? Only name. Only one column, one row. Sorry, within a row, only one column. That means only one value I want to get. I want to get. Okay, we have query for object. Okay, query for object. If I get only one row, it is name. Name means we have to represent in a string. If I get ID, we want to take it into int. If it is salary, maybe double. Date of joining, this is date type. So like that, we have to convert that automatically. For that, we have a one method, query for object. Query for object. This is for to read single value from database and convert that to specified type. That means we retrieve the value of string, so value of name is string type. Value of date of joining means date type, and automatically convert into specified type. Example, if we take here, I'm writing new method, public void get ename by ID. Okay, I'll give ID, then provide a name for that. So ID I'm taking from int, input from the scanner class. Okay, on Jdbc template we have already. Then provide query. What is the query? String SQL equal to get data means what is select query, update query, insert query. To retrieve data, select ename from where EID equal to, I will provide question mark. That question mark value will replace at runtime. Okay. Now Jdbc template dot query for object. Query for object SQL. This is a query. After getting the data, I have to convert into name means string type. Provide a class here. One second. String class type. Okay. Query for object. Correct, right? Okay, comma message. Okay, comma message here. How to provide runtime values? Here, second argument. So first to provide the, after immediately query, we have to provide the dynamic parameters. The first question mark, what is the value? EAD. Okay, pass EAD. At last, we have to provide a what is the type to convert automatically. We have to provide an object array. New. Okay, so we have to provide in the form of object array. So see the syntax here. It is expecting in the arguments as a object array, not directly. Okay, or else we can provide at last also as per syntax. Okay, another approach is we can provide last also. Okay, for the SQL, this is dynamic parameter and this is the type, whatever we are returning. Okay, fine. This is one query. This will return what I told to give string format. So it will return a string only. String uname. Okay, just print that employee name is okay, get enum by ID. Now I'm calling this here. Just comment all these things. ID, instead of taking from the keyboard, I'm directly writing here. Okay, directly writing here. Run this. See the data is employee name is locus for the ID 102. If you give the 101, what will happen? Basically, 101 ID not present. So let's see what will happen. This it will give null or something else. It will throw error. Should we give null? Okay, exception. Incorrect result set size actual 0. Okay, fine. So it is saying 101 is not present. Okay. Okay, this is one method. What is the method I told? Query for object to get a single row, single column, or one value. One value is fine. To read one value from the database and convert to specified type. Okay, this is for query for object. So next one is important, query for map. Okay, there is another method, query for map. What is method it will do? Query for map. So query for map, basically it will try to read. Okay, it will try to read data from the table. Okay, data from the table, whatever you provided. Example, I want to read only one row from the table. Okay, to read one row from the table, example, select star from table where ID equal to 101. So it will return only one row. To convert this row one into a map object. Map means java.util.map. I discussed. What is the map? What is the map? Java.util.map. Collections lo gurtuleda map ante endo? What
Interface.
map contain? Map interface. What is the purpose to use that?
It can store key and values.
Key and values. So after reading data from the database for single row, only single row, this is a single row. Okay, that row will convert into java.util.map object. That map object contains key and value. Always key is a column name, value is a corresponding value. You want to read 101 row, key name, column name is salary, 1000, rate of joining, something, whatever in the database. So it is a finally map. Java .map. So to convert each maybe one row into map, we can use a query for map. Okay, here first you will provide SQL query, select star from table, whatever. Next we will provide some arguments, dynamic parameters. Okay, it will return a map. Okay, this is for query for map. Is it clear? Query for map method. If we call Jdbc template dot query for map, provide SQL. What is SQL? Select star from EMP Jdbc where EAD equal to 101. So it will fetch only one row. One row will be converted into directly map. Basically simple. In the Jdbc we converted everything into result set. That is very complex to understand result set because we have to go to the loop and try to understand what is the type is there. Okay, while loop RSA get method that has elements or not something. So here directly we are converting database row into collection object. What is collection object here? Map. Map means key value. What is key here? Column name. What is the value? Corresponding value. What is key? Column name. Value, corresponding value. This is only works for only one row. This is works for only one row. So this is about query for map. Just execute this and we'll see it will work or not. So in database we have only one row, so we can test that only. That is enough for me. Write one method, public void query for map example. Query for map method example. Okay, I can give the dynamic parameter and employee ID. We can take anything, not only employee ID in where condition. Okay, what is the query? Same query I'm writing. Here, what is the method? Query for map. First one is SQL. In the SQL, we have one dynamic parameter. This is called positional parameter, technically. Positional. Okay. Value is EAD. The return type is map. I told query for map return type is map. If I print map, I don't do anything, just print map. The one row data is one row data. Just print map and see output. Okay, I'm calling this method from the client. One or two. Call this one. Execute. It will print one row. Why only one? Something it is. I provide only employee name. I provide star. It will get all the columns. Okay, run this. Okay, we got a complete row in one map object. Okay, query for map will work for the only one row. So my next question is, I want to get all the rows. I want to get all the rows. Second. Okay, so here I want to get all the rows. What can I do? So there is one method called query for list. Write something here, query for map. To get one row from database and convert that into map, where key is column name and value is column value. Okay, so simple. So now this is next one is query for list. We can understand easily by seeing the name only. Query for map written map, query for list written list. Okay, so in the case of query for list, what will happen? It will create one list. It will create one list. Okay, so in that list, what is list properties first? What is list? What is list? Fine, got list under by kurtalada.
List is an interface. It stores duplicate values.
Okay, it allows duplicates and also allows null values. Insertion order will be stored. Okay, insertion order will maintain. So in the query for map object, return a one map object. This is a map. But in the case of query for list, in the case of query for list, what will happen? It will convert each row into one map. Okay, it will convert each row into map. What is map contain? We know that map contain key as a column name, value as a column value. So it will convert each row into map. That map, each map put into one list index position. We have 4 rows. It will create another map. This map will show here. Okay. Internally, what contain list? Each index, it is a map. This one, it is a map. That means query for list, read each row and convert each row into map. That map put into list. Finally, it returns a list to client. Okay. So if you see inside list, what will happen? Each list position, index position, this is 0 position, 1 position, 2, 3 position. Each position, one map is there. That map contains a corresponding row data, key and value, column name and column value. Okay, try this. We'll see one example. I'm writing new method. Query for list example. Okay, here I want to take all the rows, so I'm taking simple query where condition without where condition. Okay, execute this query for list. Okay, it returns what? It returns what? Returns list. It is a list. List of map. List of map. Okay. List of map, inside a list contain a map object. Already we know that. Inside a list, every position is a map. Okay, just print that. Query for list. Call this method. This is all row data. How the structure see that all row, how it is written? Only one is came. ED. Okay. Here only one row is there. If I insert another row, how to insert? I'm taking query from here. Insert query. Insert manually. 103. Okay, it is inserted. I'm setting another row. 104. Ramesh. Oh, data mistake. Okay. Let's insert this. Okay, and see the data. We have multiple rows, 104, 104. Okay, how to delete one row? Delete query, delete from where EID equal to EID equal to 104. Just delete this. Table started EMP Jdbc. Error. For unsafe mode, try to execute queries. Toggle the option. Preferences. I think they're saying something unsafe mode. Let me run this through command line. Command line SQL commands. So start type. It is 0 deleted. Okay, 3 now. Select this. One or three, 2 times. So delete this also, 102. Okay, select this only. Not 3. Okay. Delete this 7, 103 also. Okay, those deleted completely. Now I'm going to insert 101, 102. So there's Ramesh 2020. Okay, fine. 2F for me. Not 200. So we have 2 rows. Now call this method and see 2 rows we converted to map or not. This is output. See here, this is the one map. This is another map. So first map, this is a totally list. Total list contain 2 maps. Why 2 map objects? There are 2 rows. Okay, first map contain first row data, second row contain second row data. So in the first row, column name and value, column name and value. All these things will come in a one list. Okay, this is for query for list. To convert, this diagram is more understandable. To convert each row into map, that map put into list. That is for query for list. Query for map for to read only one row. Fine. It's clear? Is clear?
Yeah, since you get the values in ascending order by name.
Ascending order, that is completely in the streams operation, Java streams operation.
Okay.
If you want ascending order, you in query also you can provide directly. Okay. Go to query here. Where is this? 1 second. This one, right? Ascending order by name or salary. Order by salary you can provide here. Or what is salary structure here? Return 4,000. Okay. I'm giving descending, so it's given reverse order. Now execute and see. We have okay. What is that? Order. We got data and see it is came ascending order or not. This is first 102, next 101. Okay, this is in the query level. Want to do in a code level, how to do sorting after this? We can convert into object and we can do streams operation. List dot stream dot sorted. You can provide comparator object, it will do sorting. Okay, that is completely about Java 8 streams operation. Okay, this is for query for list. So there is one more important one is there, query for map object. Query for map object. Sorry, not query for map, row mapper. So query for list completed, query for map completed. Another one is important thing is row mapper callback interfaces. Okay, callback interface not much important nowadays because we in JPA only. So first example is row mapper interface. So what is row map interface? Up to now we converted the data after retrieval. We converted into map. We convert into list. Okay, inside list also map only. Now my requirement is I want to convert into list. Okay, example I want to convert into list. That list contain not map, that list contain custom object, maybe employee object, student object, whatever. So my list contain employee object here, first employee, second employee, third employee. Like that, I want to convert my own custom format. How to do that? For that purpose, Spring Jdbc provided one interface, row mapper. This is for to convert each row into Java object. That means pose a custom object. Okay, those all objects put into list. Okay, this is same functionality. Instead of map, it will put employee object E1, E2, E3. It will put into list like that. Okay, what we can do for this? We have to take a row mapper, take a class, implement with a row mapper interface, and override one method map row. Okay, this interface contain map row method, abstract method. Okay, this interface contain only one abstract method, only one map row abstract method. So if any interface contain only one abstract method, what is that interface we can call in Java 8?
Functional interface.
Okay, functional interface. How we can implement functional interface? We have multiple approaches. In the Java 8, we have a lambda expression implementation. How to that? Row mapper ROW, any reference variable. This is a functional interface implementation. Here argument is result set. This functional interface method map row contain one argument result set. Same thing we had provided here. Okay, here write your own logic. This is function interface implementation with the lambda expression. Okay, we'll try same thing here. So row mapper example. Okay, for this what we have to do, first take a same here, copy this code, row mapper, type I'm giving. Okay, first I told right to convert each row into one custom object. What is the object? Employee object. That means for that I need to create one class, employee class, same as database structure. Take an employee, emp taken, and in that what are variables? Int, eid, string, ename, double, okay, date, dog. Okay, these are variables. This same as database. Okay, now provide setters and getters to set the values. And also provide constructor. Constructor, how to override constructor here? Yeah. Okay. Fine. Now I'm giving emp. That means I want to convert each row into employee object. Result set. Lambda expression signature does not match the signature of the terms and service map row. Result set come inter. Okay. Index position. Fine. Why is still error? Return statement. Okay. So now I'm creating this is result set. Already we know result set contain one row. Okay. That row will get, how to get that? rs dot get int of what is column name? EAD, get the EAD value. Okay, this is EAD. Same like get all the values, int or double salary. Okay, what is last one? Date. Date doj rs dot get date of doj. It is returning what? Date object, but throwing SQL exception. Okay, now set the value, create new employee object. By using constructor, I'm injecting the value EAD name, salary, department number. EAD name, salary, DOJ. Okay, all is injected. This is employee E. Okay, this E I'm returning. Okay, this E I'm returning. And what is method I have to call? For row mapper. Okay, row mapper method is we have to call query method. Okay, query method take row mapper. Okay, we can provide first query select star from emp jdbc and provide row mapper object here or row mapper. this return what? List of employee object. Okay, then print this. To check data, we have to override toString method. Okay, that I will show you while running. So this is the method. Just see, I'm repeating again. This is a query. Anyway, you know that. Okay. There is one method, query method. Query method take row mapper object. What is the row mapper specialty? To convert each row into our Pojo class object. Then all the Pojo class object will sit into one list. Okay. Same functionality like query for list. In the query for list, we set each row into one map, and that maps will put into one list. Same as I want to convert each row into one object, my customer object, the customer object put into a list. Okay. Okay. See the diagram. I want to convert each row into one. Take different color to understand. Okay. This is each row, convert employee object, put into list. Another employee object, put into list. Another employee object, put into list. So here, what is the change? In this case, here map. In this case, here employee customer object. Okay. Fine. This list contain list of map. This list contain list of employee object. Okay. Now run this application. Right. Provide SQL here. Stop query writing again. Query first. Okay, run this. Got exception, see that E shall not found. What is the column name? Shall, DOG. Okay. Shall. It is a shall here. Okay. EAD, E name, DOG. EAD, E name, DOG. Correct. Okay. And see that. Running again. We got a data. We got a data. Okay. This is list object. List contain a employee objects. So employee object data we cannot see directly because this is a implemented printed by default toString method. This is approach class name @hash code. If you want to print our custom format, how to print our custom format of any Pojo class?
toString method.
toString method. Okay, we have to override toString method. This simple by default toString method of object class called. So by default toString method object class, this format is implemented. So we want to tell to our object, our class, don't take object class toString method because object class toString method is not convenient way to see the data. So follow my class toString method. Use my class toString method. My class toString method will print object like this: employee, EAD equal to EAD, ename equal to EAD, so ename equal to ename. Like that, it will print. If we want to tell our custom way, we can use the toString method. We have to override. Okay, now print. See the difference. It is printed our custom format. The main thing here is to understand what is this list. This is list. In that list, what are there? Previously map data, but here now it is a custom format. Our custom object, employee object. Okay, that means if you want to convert each row of database to Pojo class object, then use the row mapper, that is a callback interfaces. Okay, all the rows custom object put into finally one list. That list hand over to the client. Okay, further purpose we can use a query for, not query for, only query method. Okay, only query method. But query method takes argument as a row mapper. So this is a way of implementing row mapper. First argument is result set. RS means result set. Second argument is it is index position. That means this row, whatever present, this row is, I mean, like how to say, this is the what is the row number. Okay, so for 101 the row number is 1, 102 row number is 2. Okay, just to understand, I'm printing something here, SOSO EID, and I'm printing I. That to understand what is I value, it will print only row number. Okay, what row it is processing currently. It is first processing 102, second processing 101. So first is 0 position, second one is first position. This 0 and 1 is row numbers. Okay, if I give ascending order, first it will come 101, second it will come 102. Okay, just to tell I value is a row number. It's fine. This is for row mapper and query method example. Fine up to now. Clear? So this is like mostly important methods in a Spring Jdbc. So luckily Spring Jdbc not much use right now in projects. Very old projects like 5 years, 6 years back projects we use Spring Jdbc or Spring Djabo. Okay, right now everything is Spring Data JPA that I will cover in Spring Boot. Okay, so tomorrow I'll start Spring Djabo or Hibernate. First I'll start Hibernate, then I'll go for Spring Djabo. Okay.